I just built and sold a single card for over 1 million coin profit. In this video, we're going to be going over this Team Diamond Luke Kuechly set. I'm going to show you if it's profitable. I'm going to show you if it was worth it. We're going to break it all down and how you can get some of these cards to build this Luke Kuechly for really, really cheap. Let's start off by opening this pack right here. It's Luke Kuechly and his power up. Here's the power up, 82 overall Luke Kuechly, and then the full Team Diamond 98 overall Luke Kuechly, going for like a lot of coins. So I spent about 300,000 coins to completely build this card right here. As you can see, it is selling for about 1.5 million, and I only spent 300,000 coins to build this card completely. I'm going to take you through my process, and I'm going to take you through the best way to go about it, including just at the end, we'll talk about if it was worth it or not, and how much time I put into it. If you go into your sets and you go into the Team Affinity, and you go to Team Diamonds, he's going to be the Team Diamond 2 Master right here. You can see Luke Kuechly. You need all 32 collectibles in order to build the 98 Luke Kuechly, okay? Not every single one of these sets is going to be profitable, okay? I did lose at the entirety of this whole video. I lost about 300,000 coins to build the Luke Kuechly. But then once I sell the Luke Kuechly for 1.5 million, I'm going to be making over 1 million coin profit by just completing these sets. So in this first part of this video, I'm going to be going over what you could do to get these cards that you need cheaper. Okay, so for example, with the Bears, right? You need a 191 to 92 Bear player. You need a couple 89s, 85s, 80s, and then a bunch of gold. So I'm going to start this off by saying I opened a lot of packs. I opened a lot of get a player packs. I opened a lot of pro fantasy packs, and we're going to talk about that shortly. But I was able to complete every single Team Diamond without buying a single gold. I had every single gold I needed for every team because of the amount of packs I opened up. It was a great way for me to clear my binder, and so can you, okay? If you have a lot of binder trash and a lot of high golds, throw them in here and you can build, all right, have 6 out of your 20 cards already done for you. Next up, with the 80s to 85s, I pretty much had most of them in my binder as well. The 80s are only going for about like 2,000 coins at most anyways, so you can build this for about like 10,000 coins. So between the 80s and the golds here, you can finish that for about 10,000. So you can have like 11 players out of the 20 for about 10,000 coins, as long as you're doing it with the get a player packs and just like the pro fantasy packs, okay? Here's where it gets a little bit pricey. It's gonna be the 86s and then the 89s. The 89s is where the bulk of where you're gonna lose some profit, or this is where you're gonna either make profit or lose profit, okay? So it's going to be in these 89s right here. So the 86s are the same thing. You can complete a few different sets to get some of these 86s. Some of the rerolls are really good for this. So like the Combine reroll is really, really good to get some of the players that you need, especially for certain theme teams. And then the other reroll that we have with the Backyard Ballers, okay? There's a lot of teams in those rerolls that you can go ahead and grab from there. And they usually are the cheapest ones to buy anyway. So if you go into the store here, you go all the way to the training option, the Backyard Baller 87 plus, you can get a lot of like the 87s, the 88s, the 89s, and so on and so forth by doing this set if you're going to be doing them anyways. And then also the 86 plus Combine players is another great way to get some of the pieces that you need, okay? So this one costs 4,800 training, and this one costs 5,500 training. You also have a chance of getting good other pulls that you can sell along the way, okay? Another way to get some of these players that you need for as cheap as possible is going to be older sets, all right? So when you're building some of these and you're like, oh, some of these players or some of these teams, they only have a handful of cards and they're pretty expensive, right? You're going to want to go ahead and check out some of like the playoff sets. Check out some of the zero chill sets. Here's for like the 49ers, I really like this zero chill exchange. You can exchange to this 89. It's a fantasy pack. You can get like the 49ers. There's a few 89s here for different teams, and all you need to do is buy two 87s and one 183. Usually if you snipe these, you can build it for about like, on average, I was building for about 15,000. It saved me a little bit of coins because like the 49ers with the Deebo Samuel, it was going for like almost 30,000. So I was able to save myself some coins by doing some older sets, especially if you have some binder trash, okay? So same thing with like the 87s and 85s. These are like choice packs, so it's a great way to get like an 85 or like an 87 for really cheap, okay? And you get a choice of any of the teams that they have, okay? Most Feared is another really great set. So for example, if you need like lions for like the 89 plus lions, Trey Flowers is a good one to do here. You could probably build this for a lot cheaper than just buying him on the block. Usually it's about like 40,000 most times. So if you can build this for like 20, at least you save some coins. Same thing with any of these other cards, okay? If you're ever looking for any of like these teams with like the 90 overalls, definitely go ahead and check out those sets. All right, it goes, you can also do like ultimate kickoff. You can do team of the week, also not a bad idea. Superstars, if you need some of the 86s, some of the 86 exchanges are pretty cheap to finish as well. You could get like Washington, you can get 89s as well here. So there's a lot of options. So if you need some cheap other players, you can check out old sets in the game to really help you get those players for as cheap as possible. The last way to get really cheap players for this set, the first thing you should always do when you're starting this is start with the get a player packs, right? You want to get as many golds and stuff like that as you possibly can. You will also get a lot of elites doing this. So I would recommend if you're about to start this, open about like 50,000 coins worth of get a players, okay? And then add everything that you get in there to that set that you can. And then the rest of the stuff you can either just sell and make some coins off of, all right? So definitely recommend the get a player packs because you can get up to 87 overalls. If you have more coins to spend and you like opening packs anyways, another great pack that you can use to help you finish these team diamond sets are the pro fantasy packs. You got a good chance of getting some decent players in this, and you get a lot of high goals that you need for these team diamonds as well. So here's an example. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna get a 76, so I can put that into the Cowboys set right there. So any of like the high golds, I'm gonna grab here because I can put those into those sets and I'll have a bunch there. And then you could get, look, we got an 88 that I can use for the Green Bay set. Very, very easy, okay? Yes, you'll lose a little bit of coins, but if it's a little bit of a faster grind, and you never know, you might get really lucky and pull a really good card, right? So if you like opening packs, definitely a good idea. Now you're probably wondering how I only spent 300,000, okay? I know that might be confusing for some of you in the video from the beginning. Like, how is he only spending like 300,000 on this? And the reason I'm doing that is because you do get the 95s, right? So here's an example. I have a bunch of these cards on the block right now. I'm selling them for about 100,000 coins right now. Most of them are selling for about 100,000. Some go for a little bit more, some go for a little bit less. But as I'm building them, I'm also selling their 95s to replenish some of my coin stack and keep going. Okay, so it's okay if you lose on some of these sets because not all of them are going to be profit. Not all of them are going to make you coins. Your goal is to like break even or lose like 20, 30,000 coins at most per set. Here's a spreadsheet if you want to use it to track your own pulls. You can see mine's not all completed. Like a lot of the players I already had in my binder. So the only ones I actually had to add and buy were like towards the end when I was getting close to finishing it all up. All right, and it tells you like how much it costs to build, how much you sold the card for, right? And then if you made profit or you lost. So I lost profit on the Bears. I didn't make any coins. I lost 50,000 coins doing the Bears. Okay, I made some other coins on like on the Browns and a few others, but I definitely lost on a few sets, like 15,000 I lost here. There's a few sets that I did lose coins on, but at the end of it all, once I completed the Blue Kuechly, I'm selling it for 1.5 million. So that's where I'm getting those numbers from. So I ended up losing about like 300,000 to build it all. However, I did get back 1.5 million. After tax, it'll be a little bit less, obviously, but about a million and change profit. Not too bad. Now, how long did it take? Is it worth it? Here's the thing with this. Is it worth it to build this? Is it worth the time that you have to put into it versus the profit at the end of it? I think so. And the reason I say that is because I play the game pretty often and I'm not completing this like right away. I'm not rushing through it. I'm doing the very, very patient approach where every time I get some cards while I'm opening packs, as I'm doing some coin making methods, things like that, if I'm getting any extra players, I'm throwing it into those team diamond sets that you see on the screen here in a minute. Just scroll all the way to the team affinity, go to your team diamonds. Every time I pick any of these cards, I'm gonna throw them into these sets and then I'm gonna continue to build. Every time I get any of the new cards, I throw them in there. If I'm making coins off some of the cards, I'm gonna go ahead and build other pieces. I was getting to the point where I was like 7 away from completing Luke Kuechly, 7 teams left. So I kind of rushed it for this video. So I spent a little bit more and you can see some of the loss, like that 50,000 coin loss on the Bears. I probably could have got that for a little bit better if I was patient and probably only lost like 20,000. But for the sake of the video, I want to get it done faster. And that's why I spent a little bit more coins on that. But if you're patient and you have the time, I don't think it's a bad thing to do like in the background as you're doing other things. Yes, it's a grind, but I do think it's worth the time, especially for a 1 million coin profit. Probably the easiest way you're going to be able to make like 1 million coins at any point in Madden. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do, and I'll catch you with another one very soon.